Alright, we're back for the final episode of Night in the Woods, ladies and gentlemen. And Tinami, you did come back!
Yay, I wonder how I did it.
I wonder... Yeah, you just sat in the chair and be like, okay, play the next one.
Yeah.
So, in any case, we are now in the final stretch, the final bonus episode, the final episode of this Let's Play, actually.
Yes.
In the final true run, I guess, of the game, the original run, what I jokingly call the canon run, since it would be.
Yeah.
Mae and B had this conversation about the things that Mae did in her time in Possum Springs, and because now Gregg is our main friend, he's the one that we're going to be sitting with. Once again, B is sidelined. We hang out with the person who's most important for us. In this particular one, we chose to be with Gregg, thus Gregg is the guy who gets to have the final say.
Man, those feels,
man.
For B.
For B.
Yeah.
But don't, if you feel bad, don't remember, they're not real.
Yeah.
It's just like Mae's psychotic break where it's like she was playing the visual novel game and she's like, it just hit me. These are not real people. I lost something today. And now everyone's just shapes. In this case, they are just shapes. Yeah. But what they say is good.
Yeah. And speaking of shapes, have you seen Night in the Woods fan art?
I really don't want to. I really don't want to ruin this game's innocence for me.
You should. I mean, they're drawn I didn't know B could be drawn like that.
I don't want to. I really don't want to go there.
While still being an alligator.
Well, if you're going to draw, furry stuff out of it, I'm pretty sure you don't have to go far from the source material.
Well, these would technically be scaly.
Yeah. It's the different I guess, sects of the fandom. Different sections of the fandom.
Subcultures, I would assume. Subcultures?
The subcultures, yes. Yeah. The divisions. So, how are you feeling? You feeling good? I guess. Not really. And it's like, come on. Not really. Come on. Yeah. Are any of us feeling good? I mean, you and we've all... Angus slept pretty well, so I slept well. He slept like a cavern bear. Like a hibernating bear. Suspicious. Do you think those guys can get out of the mine after we caused the cave-in?
Cult? But they were not very nice, though. Nobody deserves that kind of stuff.
Do they though? I mean, I think that they kind of do. I mean, come on, this group has killed maybe 37 or around 30 people.
Murder was involved, then yes.
Yeah, they sacrifice people to the Eldritch Horror. I think that they do deserve to die a slow, agonizing death. Why don't they throw themselves in the pit? Just be like... Yeah,
reasons?
Reasons, yeah. Just rather die. They would rather die. This kind of thing happened to you often? Yeah, what did I miss when I wasn't here? Greg's like, yeah, man. It's a bit like... it's a bit like the Justice League or something. Oh, just another extraterrestrial threat that ends all mankind. Let's solve it. It's another Tuesday for me.
Yeah, speaking of Justice League and those kind of cartoons where supernatural stuff happens all the time and alien invasions, how do people live on their day-to-day basis?
They kind of do. I mean, it's just we live on a day-to-day basis with horrible shit happening around the world and things affecting us, and we're like, I know on a scale it's a different kind of apocalyptic level of all things that you love and cherish are destroyed, but they do find a way.
I mean, at least there's no giant monsters ripping off buildings.
Yeah, it's and dude, if you were a business owner of a contractor, you'd be like, yes, I love this. There's more money for me to rebuild the city. More prosperity for me. Please, Godzilla.
More chances for corruption.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. So now Mae's, once again, I think some of this commentary is the same one as before with B, about talking about how she felt when she saw the monster, about how it was like a hole. And again, I kind of don't... I'm not going to say that I know exactly what the creators were thinking of when they were talking about the metaphor of the hole growing at the center of everything. I'm not sure if they're talking about apathy or if they're talking about the slow rot of politics. I mean, this game, you can talk about the politics and what the context is a lot. But when Mae's talking about the hole growing, and then it's like having a light and you turn off the light, and that's where the hole is that empty part where light was missing. And it's I wonder if they're talking about brain problems, or I wonder if they're talking about the sensation of apathy, or feeling like Karl Marx has said about alienation, about feeling that you're not connected to the rest of community. You know, I think everyone can have a different read on this game, depending on where they grew up, how old they are, etc.
Yeah, their own circumstances. Like, how do you say? Something versus nurture?
Nature versus nurture.
Yes, that one.
Yeah. Well, actually, you know, I do think... I mean, Mae's now talking about the donut that she ate with the pentagram. She's like... Just like Mae and B, they had the same conversation. When you complete the 3 pentagrams, Mae says, dude, I think those kids were witches. But it's funny that you mentioned nature versus nurture, because I want to ask you, have you read A Catcher in the Rye?
No.
Salinger's Catcher in the Rye. You never read it?
No. I only know that it somehow makes you want to kill John Lennon.
Yeah, that was a joke. I think actually we've talked about this before. Okay,
Yeah.
we have talked about this before, because I was going to say, you know, reading it as a kid, as a teenager, or reading it as an adult, you get a totally different feel for what the character is like. I think this is the same kind of, I guess, read on this game that you can get. If you grew up in a certain place, you know how these characters feel. If you grew up in another place, maybe you don't, but you can sympathize. If you're young, these people who are in their 20s, they're 21, 20, you know how they feel. If you're older like us, in our 30s, we have a totally different view of reality that's like, man, I remember when I was 20, or I remember this, I know what they're going through, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think that this game has a lot to offer to everybody, because there's so much that you can read into it, and it's really well written. I want to just give a quick round of applause for Bethany, and the artwork from Scott, from Mr. Benson, and the coding and music from Alec Kaloka, because the music mini games are fun in this game, but the soundtrack, I think, also really captured the essence of this game.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, you know, part of me is a bit sad that the Let's Play is ending, but part of me is really glad too, because this game this LP took me 2 years.
I noticed, like, when I saw, like, the first video of this thing, 2 years ago is a long time.
2 years ago is a long time. I mean,
What took you so long?
Halfway through, like, when I was getting to the near end, actually, I just kind of burned out on the game, because I think I was in a really depressed state. And I was like, I really can't put the effort to continue this. And what brought me back to doing it, like, in a sort of like, no, I've got to finish it right now. I mentioned this to Maple Leaf, and I don't think I've mentioned this guy to you. Have you heard of this YouTuber called H Bomber Guy?
Yes, several times.
You have?
Yes.
Okay. If he's watching this, I love your work, dude. Please keep it up. But he wrote, or he said in one of his earlier videos, that he wanted to do a video about this game. And he wanted to discuss the alienation and the metaphors of this game, and I was like, oh, I would love to see his take on it, because he's much smarter than I am, and much more well-read and more analytical. But when I read that, I was like, or when I heard that, I was like, I've got to finish the Let's Play now. I've got to finish it, hopefully before he puts his video up, and I think we're on track to doing that, so that I can have experienced the game fully before he starts talking about, you know, his reading of the thing.
Because then it will change your perception of it.
It will change my perception of it, but it'll also be, maybe I'll get a little bit spoiled, you know, on what happens. But I also want to have my idea of it out there, like you said, so I don't get colored. I don't get my my perspective of the game colored by it. And I also want to give viewers a chance before H Bomber Guy or Harris actually makes his video, for people to actually see the game fully, draw their own conclusions as well, not necessarily mine or yours or Maple's, and then maybe if they're fans of H Bomber Guy, then say, okay, now what does he have to say? You know, because I'm not a Twitter guy, I'm not a social media kind of guy. I don't know if you are.
Barely. For me, like, Facebook is just like a place to upload my recipes.
Yeah, your Instagram too. Take a food porn shots.
Yes.
But in any case, Benson and a couple of other people, I think who were involved in making this game, have written on Twitter about their work. Or it was the 2-year anniversary of this game, just like a week and a bit ago. And they had thoughts about the game, but they never actually go into what it means. They just said this game really helped us. It helped us pay rent. It helps us buy food. And I was like, no, wow, being a developer is tough. But they never actually, I don't think I've ever gone and be like, what does the game mean?
Mm.
Because I think they kind of left it open. They left it open to like, almost like death of the author. It's like, what you think, that is the truth.
Yes.
You know?
Like, it's like, there's a meme talking about it on how, like, it supposedly takes place in a class about, like, analyzing a book. Like, the door is red. Why is the door red? Oh, is the door red? Is red because of this and that, and the whole, like, introspection of the character and all that. And then at the end, like, the author is like, the door is red because the door is red.
Yeah. I've read that about the blue curtains. I read that about the blue curtains, and the curtains are just blue.
Yes.
You know? And it's like, but this is the thing. I think that when you create something, you really don't have much control over how people interpret it. Because you can say, this is what it means. But that's what it means for you, the creator. And sure, you can say that and say, this is what I meant to do. But art affects people in different ways. You can see this game as a sort of like, not a love letter to apathy or anything like that, or you can see this as a bit of like a kind of honest look at people in the 21st century with depression, living in a small dying town, and what does this mean for the community. But, you know, essentially what you take out of it is what you put into it. What you get out of this game is on your nature and your nurture. In my case, I've seen this game as a sort of like a really unvarnished look and a really like critical and focused look on the life in this case. I've never grown up in a small town like this. I never grew up in a small town that relied on coal to run.
Yeah, me neither. Like, I'm also like from a biggish town.
Yeah, so our perspective of this game is completely different from, I suppose, people who wrote and say that they cried playing this game, or they knew exactly how they felt, or they moved out of towns like this so they know where the writers are coming from. In my case, I never came out of that, so all I can get is a sort of like portrayal, and a sort of like saying, this is what it was for me. You didn't live there. You did. You both have a different perspective of what this game is trying to tell you. Yeah. And now Greg raises the question about, I think we had this with B as well, like she was asking, do we tell Casey's parents, the kid who's missing, that his kid is dead? You know, and then is he's dead in the tunnel in the woods, like his body maybe down there, his skeleton's bones?
Ooh.
And then it's like, do we tell them? We should tell them? Or
I can't even begin to like, there is no right answer.
There is no right answer.
Both are filled with pain.
Yeah, and I think this, for most of Mae's life, it's been like that. There is no right answer for what Mae says. I said in this case, I think we should tell them. Last time I said probably not with B, and she's like, yeah, good idea. And I said, yeah, I think we should tell them. Okay, you get to figure out what we say. Greg is like, you deal with it, man.
Oh, yeah, no pressure.
No pressure.
So, like, if they want to bring closure, I mean, might as well.
Yeah. I think it's important that we know, at least. Makes it mean something.
Well, like, whatever meaning, like, you want to grab from it.
I think we might be the only things in the universe who care about anything. Or who even can care. Aw. Do you think any of this means anything?
Greg being Greg?
Or meant anything? Yeah, what do you think? He's like,
Don't care.
Does it, Gregory? Mae wants to know. But no, they're talking about the others. So, does it mean anything? And keep that question in mind, by the way. Hey, babies. Hey, hon. B's not here? Not yet. How was work? I'm sore from everything. Yeah, Angus did do more physical exercise in 2 or 3 days than he did in the past month. Can I move to Bright Harbor with you guys?
I'm curious to see.
It's like, hey, Mae, I thought you, like, couldn't leave home. It's like, don't move in with us. You guys are home enough. Very nice sensation, very nice feeling, but...
I mean...
Maybe I just visit for a while. It's like, okay, Mae finally picked up on the vibe that Angus is throwing down. It's like, no, you're not moving in with us.
Like, but if you're coming every now and then, of course, it's okay.
Yeah, come visit, yeah, dude, that'd be rad. Hey, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for saving me last night. Repeatedly. Not even a problem, dude. Gregg is like, yo, I'll be your shield. We'll save you as many times as it takes. Aw. Now B's coming. Hey, B. Hey, B. You were left out for everything. That's so sad. He's just like, oh, I'm here too, I guess.
Sad B.
You gonna say something?
I mean, she was being left out the whole time.
I don't really know what to say. Exactly. She's like, do I say something? Yeah. What happened last night? You know? That's all she knows. She's just like, she was like, I'm working in a store. Mae's back. Oh, hi, Mae. What? A cult? What just happened?
Yeah.
What happened? It's like nothing at all, or don't ask me. And I think that's the best option because, like, dude, search me. I don't know. Again, a bit of a big difference from we're hanging out with B and Gregg. B was just like talking with Gregg about, or Mae. So I'm sorry, Mae was talking with Gregg about caring and about sensation and about what life means. With B, it was a lot more like about responsibility and about wanting to basically go back to normalcy. And B is like, I don't think it's possible. And then Mae's like, I want song and pizza because we need a reason to be alive, right? And then with Gregg, and then B was like, all right, that's a decent idea, you know, because she's responsible. She's like, I guess we can have one day. And then Gregg's answer, it does, dude. What? Answering your question like 2 minutes ago. The question about does it mean anything that we're the only ones who care? What question? It's like, what question? What were we even talking about? Mae, never change. That's a very different ending, I think, from the B route. And that's it. That has been Night in the Woods with the Gregg route.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And now, of course, we're going to play through the credits one more time because they deserve it, man. Hockenberry, Benson, and Holoka. I think Holoka. I'm sorry if I keep getting her name wrong. But they deserve one more time to have all of their work, all of their credits, Holoka, all of their credits and all of their, I guess, recognition put forth again. And also because at the end of the game, we do get a little drawing in the notebook. With B, the drawing was, B was saying, or Mae was telling B, we should go on a road trip. You know, we should go hang out and get to know each other more. And that's a really nice ending for friends who want to just get to know each other better. And it was basically a drawing of B and Mae, like, sitting on their car, on B's car, looking up at the stars in the night sky. And I thought, that's very poignant. That's a really nice kind of drawing. But the drawing with Gregg is a little different.
Oh, cool. I would see.
Yeah, you'll see it in a moment.
Eventually.
Yeah, we're just enjoying we're just kind of grooving on the track, on the credit track. And once again, hard work for all the testers. I just want to say, I really did enjoy this game quite a bit. I know you said that you don't like to play through 2 routes, but I want to just say thank you for dropping by, participating in this little bit of a, I don't want to call it a gimmick, but Maple was with me from the beginning until the end of the B route, and some of the bonus episodes where Gregg wasn't involved. You showed up because I was like, you know what? Maple was acting as B, you're acting as Gregg, you're the other friend for the second route. Thank you again for joining me for these last episodes, man.
No problem.
Yeah.
Let me know if you need any further help.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, if I don't think I'll ever do another Let's Play probably ever again, or maybe I will, but just as a kind of a guest. But if I ever do one, if you want to participate, join me, man. Join me, and maybe we'll do a sort of Maple, Antinomy, Olive combo. You know, we'll have a triple deluxe.
Yeah, it would be more dynamic.
It absolutely would. I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll be the next superstars.
Yeah, don't count on that.
Don't count. Yeah, we're not funny enough or have a big presence on YouTube. So here it comes. Drum roll, please. The final painting, the final drawing. After Sharkle, because Sharkle, you know, he's there. And There it is.
Pizza.
Pizza Under the Stars.
Oh.
Angus is there too. It's not bad, but I prefer the car.
Yeah.
So once again, thank you for coming, man.
No problem.
Thank you. And thank you all for joining us for this trip. I hope you guys have a good one.
See ya.
Bye.